might be bugged as well. We'll see. Well, we actually have units here, so that's looking promising. In the top left corner we have dM-White, and he is white as well in color, so that is quite good for him, of course, because it means playing as your name color is supposedly quite good. I just sort of lost my train of thought there. Bottom right corner we have the orange Terran, Stealth Bunnies, Sero. Goes to his Terran player on the Stealth Bunny C-Ranks team lead because he is also the only Terran player that we have at the moment. And the overlays are not there. There we go, overlays. So here's the Terran in the 5 o'clock position. And 10 o'clock. Yep, that's fine. Excellent. Neo Jade. And the overlay's looking good, looking good. So, both, I think Sero is a C+ max rank and White is B- max rank. I actually wanted to have White on Stealth Bunnies, but unfortunately because of the 2 B- max rank players, I was unable to have him as I already had 2 B- players. So he moves on to We Made Grilled Cheese, and I do wish him the best of luck with his endeavours in that team. Can't see the game. Ah, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Sorry about that, guys. I used to have it set up so that it's automatically changing, but for whatever reason StarCraft doesn't like me anymore. It doesn't like me anymore, and it went to its automatic. So anyway, we have 1 gate so far. Another player going for some cheesy proxy build. Oh, White saying, "Are you high?" to Sero. Not now. Sero is not high at all. He is down low on the ground because he's playing, and when you're playing you can't play high because you're just going to play weirdly, like what we just saw of Darko in that previous game. I am suspicious as to his intoxicated state. Anyway, we do have the cybernetics core, 1 gate, and we're going to have a factory straight away, of course, from... Oh, okay, White plays better when he's high. Interesting. I'm not so sure about that, but whatever. Sounds legit, man. Sounds legit. Yeah, what are you doing, White? Doping yourself for the games to try and improve your ability to play? We can't have that. And he is going to scout everything, not that there is that much to scout, but you know, it is useful to have information about the basics of what your opponent is doing. You don't even have a rally point for that. That's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I thought, Darko. I am not surprised when you say that. Not at all. What are these probes all doing? What were they all pulling for? There's only 1 SCV there. And the Dragoon takes it down anyway. Dragoon range is on the way, so he's going to come across the map. And we've got the machine shop coming. Some Marinos, so it's going to be some sort of either bunker or FD. But it looks like he's going to come here to bunker, presumably. Yes, he does. And of course, on Jade, you do not want to lose your natural, because once you're contained on this high ground, it just gets annoying. Just gets annoying to deal with that Protoss shenanigans. And the tank is on its way, and siege. Oh no, mines are coming out first, not siege mode. My bad. Not going to be a siege expand. What is that? Oh. It's only 1 PM here. How come I've got a yawn going on? Anyway, these two Dragoons are going to come across the map, try and do a bit of harassment. Robo's on the way. But there is a tank out on the field, and there's going to be mines and a vulture there as well. So he should be just fine against this. In fact, he's pushing across the map. He does have his tank out, and it looks like these Dragoons might actually go down here if he's not careful with his control. And yes, 1 Dragoon does go down. He is producing more though, so he should be able to defend this, although there's quite a lot of Marines here. It's a fairly strong FD there. and mine's coming out as well as another vulture, and the vulture is coming across the map as well. So suddenly, oh, he's putting a probe in the front though. And so many goons, so many marines, but he does have mines though, so if he can get in there with that vulture, lay down a couple of mines, then those goons are going to be in trouble. And here he comes, he has seen the pylon, he's coming in, but it looks like the vulture goes down immediately, only one mine going down, and it is lifted though, it is going, and it does manage to land, a bit of a dud, but it does manage to land on that dragoon, take down one of them shields, and the marines getting taking down one dragoon, and the tank's still trying to do some harassment, but it looks like this zealot is getting in the way, and he's going to have to retreat this tank if he's not careful, he might lose it even, but he does have a mine there, and no, he does pull back just in time, so he's not going to suicide the zealot onto that mine. Siege mode's on the way in another tank, and he is going to retreat, so we're going to see an expander presumably. Nice timing there with the minerals falling just perfectly for white there. But of course, Sero's expansion is just completing right now, and White says he's so good. I don't know, man, White is a pretty good player. But Sero is of course better because he's a stealth bunnies player, and stealth bunnies are the best. Best in the league, best in the world. Siege is complete, and he does have an observer out, so he's going to be able to clean up those mines, but with siege mode out, he's not going to be able to push into that base very easily. And no vulture speed, I believe. But he does have a missile turrets out, so he's going to be able to push away that observer and any unsuspected Dark Templar harass, which could actually be coming with a Citadel of Doom on the way. But it looks like White is going to stay fairly passive here, just checking out stuff with his observer. Oh, and it looks like the observer is actually going to go down though, he's suiciding it into that turret. He does get a bit of a scout off, but if he'd just gone around here, he would have been able to see more and kept the observer alive. But you know, at least he did manage to see the expansion, see I have a little bit of information there. And both players being somewhat passive here, just chilling. I'm sure I heard something die just now. Did I miss a drop? Something exploded in my left there, but maybe it was just me hearing ghosts again. Yesterday's cast, I'm sure I heard some ghosts as well. And now we have 1, 2, 4 facts coming out here from Sero. Maybe even 5 fact. Yes, it is going to be a 5 fact. And that's against 3 gates. Do have presumably a probe will be coming soon though, and he might be able to take another expansion here. But Sero's resources are looking actually a little bit better in terms of income. Whenever this overlay goes green, that's showing income, which is quite a useful statistic to have, because you can actually see with regards to economy which one is actually ahead without even just looking at their bases. Anyway, we do have this 5 fact here. So it'll be interesting to see whether White is able to deal with it or not. He does have zealots out, and his leg speed is coming. He does have Templar archives. Should be able to even sneak a few Dark Templar around the map just to be annoying if he really wants to. And he does have his pylon wall up there, so he's going to be able to defend the Vulture pretty well, and he's got his Dragoons nicely situated on the ramp. So taking advantage of this map, which is quite a good Protoss map by all accounts. But the 5 factories are complete though, and it's going to be pumping out 2 tanks from those, it looks like, and Vultures from there. It's going to have quite a nice little army. This observer though has seen what's coming. He does know, or at least I'm pretty sure he saw before he moved away. And if not, he could actually be in a bit of trouble if he doesn't realize what's coming. We do have Arbiter Tribunal and a Stargate out there, so he is able to produce an Arbiter. There it goes. And is he going to take his expansion, or is he just going to hold on? Because there's a lot of units coming across the map here. And he's going to try and push up the pylon wall, I would guess. Is he going to be able to glitch a vulture through, or it doesn't really need to be honest. And the Dragoon's getting caught out of position. The vulture's coming in, laying down mines. But the tanks are a little bit far off there, and they could actually do with being a little bit closer, because this Observer and Dragoon force is going to be able to deal with that. If the tanks creep forward just a little bit closer. And are the Dragoons going to try and snipe this SCV or not? At least going to clean up the mines, but if he gets a bit closer, then the tanks are going to be able to hit him. And the tanks are going to be moving forward. The Vulture's coming forward here. Are they going to lay down some mines on these Dragoons, or are they just going to try and A-move? The tanks just A-moving in, sieging up here now, and he's forced to give up his high ground advantage now. Mines getting laid down as well, but they're all going to get taken down because of this Observer, but there is a missile trap there, so he can't do everything that he wants to. And suddenly we have Speed Zealots coming in from the right though. White coming in with a whole lot of Speed Zealots, trying to mine drag onto the tanks. Looks like he is going to be able to do that. A lot of the tanks going down. That Observer does go down there, so he won't be able to have any vision of the mines. And Sero's with his 3 tanks at the back here though is able to defend that. So it looks like he will be able to continue defending here. And he's trying for a Vulture run by. Those 6 Vultures going to get past. If they can lay down some mines and then get inside the main and do a bit of harassment against these probes here. And a lot of spider mines. Looks like he's going to pull probes, but he has to be careful because of all these spider mines. 2 probes going down to that spider mine. And those Vultures just being pesky and harassing, but there is an Arbiter out on the field. This base has still not been able to be taken by White. And the Vultures are going to be able to deny that base. He does move the probe back though, so he is actually able to keep his probe alive. That's some pretty map hacks movement back there. And he's actually moving his Vultures back to join his tank army. He's moving his tank army back as well. Just leaving the mines to deal with it, using the Celt to try and clean it up. But oh, the Templar is going to die to all those mines. I don't know if that was the best decision. Does have his 5 and he is going to build another command center though. Looks like he's going to try and take and expand behind this next push. Bunch of Vultures running forward here, which they can try and do a bit of harassment. But White's able to get a bit of a stronger base up, and maybe he's able to place his Nexus down if he wants to. He has got the high ground again, and yes, he is coming across with his probe, going to be placing down his Nexus. At last he's able to take his 3rd, and happily it will be before the command center here finishes, but Sero's economy is still pretty strong. And it looks like he's just going to be able to get upgrades some idle SCVs around the map. Terrible, terrible, terrible damage. But it doesn't actually matter that much. And he's going to go grab a starport. And presumably science vessels and drops and stuff like that are going to happen. And White realizes that he is alone on the side of the map. And he's able to push forward just a couple of Vultures chilling out the back there. Looking perhaps to do some harassment. But both players are pretty much equal in supply. So it could easily go either way. Check those yawns out. But Sero has taken his 3rd. So both players sitting on 3 bases. Of course this base is not quite done though. And there's the SCV pool. Nice situation here for Sero on the high ground. As long as he can hold this ramp here against Zealots, which could, but with the supply depot block, yep, that's going to be just fine. And unfortunately Jade is sort of a map which promotes turtling, yes. Because of the way the ramps work, is that it's easier to turtle and build up a base and just slowly creep your way across the map than it is to do a harassment style play. So it promotes turtling and macro and that sort of thing. These cannons here are going to be able to deal with this just fine, and as long as he can keep sniping those mines, he's going to be fine. Oh, the Zealot, Vultures suiciding. Just suiciding, but he did take down that 1 probe that was chilling there, which is not that useful, you know, when you suicide 9 Vultures for that, but hey, over the course of an entire game it might be worth it. Anyway, White is pulling ahead in supply now. Sero needs to keep up his macro, which he is doing fairly well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was that? Something just shot something. I'm sure I'm hearing weird noises, like vultures shooting and stuff, which are not actually happening. That is confusing me. It's these ghost sounds. It happened yesterday as well. Anyway, big tank army. They're just chilling in both players. I suppose White does have this sort of base here, and all this SUV trying to go for the sneaky expansion, but did White actually see that? Interesting, because this SUV is still here. Maybe he is going to chase it down. I think he did see it, but maybe he just was lost focus for a little bit. Interesting. No, he's going to run back. Oh, but he is sending the observer across the map, so he is going to be able to see that SUV unless it hides. And yeah, both players are showing in with a little bit of walkie around the map, but here from White though. Still on his 5 factories, and both players are getting closer and closer to maxing out. Science vessel's out and EMP is on the way, so that's going to be useful against that Arbiter, which would be really annoying if the Arbiter managed to land like a couple of stasises right here. That would suck, because then your entire army is stasis, and then he just runs in and does some damages, shots some stuff. Still more Arbiters on the way, or 1 Arbiter actually. So there's 1, 2, and 1 Arbiter there, so there'll be 3 Arbiters once that one completes. And these tanks have all unsieged, maybe looking forward to moving out at last. He's still looking across the map to see if there's anything he can deny, but honestly neither player is doing that much other than sitting there and macroing away merrily, making the game as boring as possible for the rest of us viewers. I'm going to have to teach my players how to play entertaining games. Pretty much like non-stop 1A, 2A, 3A is how it's done, and drops and harassment and suiciding command centers. LCC will teach you about suiciding command centers, Sero. If you ask him, and he will teach you how to do that. I think he lost about 5 in his game that he won yesterday, so yeah, that's basically what you got to do. And looks like at last they're going to come in here for a big engagement and laying down a lot of mines here. The tanks are sieging up, and the zealots are coming across there. It's going to lose a bunch of them. The 2 arbiters are here. Are they going to get the stasises down? Nice stasises, but not many tanks actually in that stasis though. And a lot of vultures over here though, but that's not going to work though, because he needs the tanks to be stasis against this. And all the dragoons are going down. He does still have those stasis tanks here. And he does lose 1 arbiter, other arbiter staying alive. But it looks like it's suddenly swung into White's favour somewhat. And Sero's going to have to fight desperately to hold on to his base, because this army is still somewhat formidable. Having said that, he was probably going to keep it here, try and get rid of all the supply here. And those come out and go down. Let me just try and move this thing, which you guys can't see. Oh, I had it. No, I don't. There we go. Where was I? Okay, sorry. Distraction there. Windows in the background. And I actually think that White could pretty much have just pushed into the base there, and he would have been in a really strong position. But he decided not to. He just decided to take down that supply and try and cement his lead, which he does have a 60 supply lead though, which is quite good. Now the question is, I was told that this was a somewhat bugged replay, so it's possible that this replay is bugged and both players are actually not doing all this stuff, but so far it doesn't look very bugged, so I think it's probably an okay replay. But at least one of the replays was bugged. So it'll be interesting to see if we have some Sir Jolt style stuff happening or not. And we do have a command center on its way, but if he's going to float it over there, there's already a nexus there. So there might be a bit of conflict there, but otherwise both players just sitting back and doing their what is it, T, yes, and D. That's pretty much how they macro. So much fewer APMs required to macro if you're not Zerg. Zerg is the master race. Anyway, White is bringing his army. Oh, all of the Dragoons taking a hit from that mine. That was unfortunate. Very unfortunate for White. But he is taking more bases though, so he's looking quite good on the base count. And this base here is looking close to mining out, so Sero is actually sort of... You'd almost think he'd forgot to make this command center, considering how late it is. And unfortunately, this base here is in the way, so he's going to have to float it all the way over here. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just really tired, guys. I don't smoke weed or anything like that, so... Oh, the probe's coming across here. The vulture's coming right at the right time. Oh, not quite, just a little bit late. But all this army, this is just all vultures, is it? And a couple Goliaths. That's not going to be that great against all these Dragoons, to be honest. And he's going to have to retreat his army. He doesn't want to be losing this supply, although both players are pretty much maxed. He still doesn't want to lose supply, if at all possible, because of the position that White is in. Both players starting to float the minerals now, of course, because all their supply is tied up, so they can't spend it like they want to. And at last, Sero's moving out with his nice big 200, well, almost 200 Terran army here. And the engagement's coming down. A lot of zealots coming in. Where's the stasis? Are we going to see a stasis? Oh, well, where's the ghost to EMP? Oh, and he does stasis on the science vessel. Nice play there. No EMP is coming out from this. Not so good stasis there though, and there's a lot of tanks here. Still in a nice big line. Looks like they're going to be able to clean up a lot of this, and more units still coming across from Sero here. Sieging up his tanks, and he's getting some mines down as well. Nice play here, still keeping his scans down. And GG from Sero. So White does manage to take game number